There was no decision fatigue. It was just the things that I really loved to feel like I've been productive, and yet nothing has to go exactly to plan. Really focusing on what we value as a mom, this is going to help us make decisions throughout our entire day.
Welcome to the Slowish Parenting Podcast. I'm your host, Alexis. I'm a mama to 2 little girls and a parenting coach. I help moms who are burned out, tired, and stressed feel happy and confident so they can enjoy a little more ease in their daily life. If you want to unlearn parenting and awaken your innate design, then you're in the right place. Alrighty, let's get into today's episode.
Hello, you guys, and welcome back to another episode. Today, we are going to be talking about super simplifying your life as a stay-at-home mom. I love minimalism. I love slow living. I don't do all of them perfectly or well. That's why this channel is called Slowish Parenting because I feel like the ish part is me. You know, I want to be a slow mama. I want to be a minimalistic, just a less in life mom. But sometimes it's a struggle. And so what I'm going to share here is very practical things that you can bring into your life and see how it works for you. You may find that 2 or 3 of these things you can implement. And that is my goal. That's kind of why I gave you 10. So you could use some of these things to hopefully bring you a little bit more peace, a little bit more ease into your everyday life. And it doesn't matter if you have toddlers, you're a first-time mama, or you have multiple kiddos. These tips are going to apply to everyone. If you're watching here on YouTube, I have the sun literally coming in at me. It has been raining and super cloudy. We're in our rain season right now. And I'm like, the sun. And part of me is like kind of leaning into it here. Because I'm like, where have you been? You know, you could have come out earlier when I, wasn't planning to work. But that's okay. We're going to soak it in. We're going to enjoy it. And for the 2 minutes that it's going to be here. Anyway, so let's get into the first area that I think stay-at-home moms need to super simplify. And I think when we are coming from a place of what we value, so really focusing on what we value as a mom, this is going to help us make decisions throughout our entire day. This has helped me to simplify in that I'm not making choices or committing to things that aren't within my value system. And my example is I, as a mama, really value connection. That is super important to me. So if I come up to a day where, we're having a really rough day and I want to go make a choice to go hang out with a friend, that may not be what's best for me and my kids, seeing that we are disconnected. And so I'm going to prioritize connection with my kiddos and very kindly say no to my friend who invited us to the park because I know that me and my kids need connection and I value that, right? I value that in my life. And so that helps me to make decisions. And maybe, connection could be with my friend on a different day. This is what I talk about with wants and needs so often. It's like, are we differentiating between what is a want today and a need tomorrow? And sometimes they just look different. Number 2 is going to be having a morning rhythm and not a schedule. I did an entire video on this, so if you want to learn more about morning rhythms, what this looks like, you can head over there. And I believe I kind of walk you through our actual morning. But I have found that for myself, I don't do well with schedules. I get very frustrated when things aren't going to plan, when the schedule is kind of off. And rather what I do is say, here are the 3, 4, 5 things that we do in the morning. It's not like a hard plan. It's not like this has to get done by this time, but these are the 5 things that are important to us, At one point of our life, it was homeschool, Bible, breakfast, and I think it was like reading together. And now it looks like a little different. It looks like cleaning for me because I actually have the ability and the time. I have an almost 3 and 5-year-old, so I actually can clean in the morning. It's such a cool thing. So it's really looking at your season, which is so cool because it can change literally season to season, even week to week, what you need your morning rhythm to be. Some mornings can be slower, some can have a little bit more to them, and that's okay because you don't have any strict schedule to stick by. And as a type A perfectionist, being able to check things off a box is really nice. So having the rhythm and just saying, I'm going to get these 5 things done this morning is really helpful for me to feel like I've been productive, and yet nothing has to go exactly to plan. It's been very freeing. Okay, number 3, prep breakfast. Now, granted, you could prep every meal if you'd like to, but we're talking about like you're in the chaos of motherhood. You do not have time to be doing every single meal. I'm at a point in my life where I am able to prep a month's worth of food, which sounds crazy. This would have sounded crazy to me even just 6 months ago, but I'm prepping an entire month of food right now. And so that way I don't have to cook literally all month. But when I'm in really busy seasons, I'm prepping breakfast. That is it. That is the only priority that I have. And this sets up my entire day. It helps things run with ease. It helps my kiddos feel like maybe they're very clingy in a season. I need to meal prep breakfast. It's going to simplify our morning. It's going to make things run smoother, especially if we know we have a lot going on in a certain season. This has just been incredibly helpful. Okay, number 4, get your home to a place where it can be cleaned up in 10 minutes. Okay, you're like, oh yeah, there's no way you should see my house. I know. We just actually moved from a 2-story house to a 1-story home. And my one requirement was that my little robot vacuum could go into every single room. And so this meant I didn't have to vacuum. That was my goal. And I did it. Here we are. We're still figuring out the stuff. I feel like I still have too much stuff, but as I'm minimizing stuff, I mean, literally we've gotten to the house to a place where it can be picked up in about 10 minutes. That's how much stuff I want to have. Maybe to you, you're like, okay, as long as I can pick the whole house up in 20 minutes, I'm good. But evaluating how much stuff you have out, how much stuff your kids have access to, the amount of toys, that really plays a part into how much cleanup there is. And it can just save you from feeling totally overwhelmed by the end of the night and how much you have to do. Okay, number 5 is going to be, I think we're on number 5. Oh boy, I don't like when I say numbers out loud. I always misnumber these. Anyway, okay, the next one is going to be having closed, not see-through containers all over your house, whether that's like baskets, things that the kids can even just throw toys into, or you have like a blanket basket where you just throw the blankets in there. So there's no folding that needs to happen. Like, it's a super simple way to get your house looking tidy very, very quickly without having to go through the entire process of putting all these things in the places where they belong. And like, although I do believe that there's a time and place for things to have a home, I also just think like for ease sake throughout my entire week, having different containers that my kids can, bring around the house and just throw their toys into. We'll figure it out on a different day. Kind of my basket cleaning method, so to speak, has helped me tremendously from keeping my house from looking crazy and feeling like I am less overwhelmed and I have more time to do what I want to do and be in connection with my kids. Okay, next thing is going to be a capsule wardrobe. About 5 years ago, started really limiting the amount of stuff I had in my closet. And after I had my second daughter, it was after I had my first. And when was it? That was like, she wasn't born yet. We were like full-time RVing, and I had to super simplify to be able to fit everything into our closet. And I loved it. There was no decision fatigue. It was just the things that I really loved and I wanted to wear and I felt really good about. And so now that's pretty much what I do. And I enjoy that. I love that I walk into my closet and I would say almost everything I love. I probably have about 30 pieces total, maybe. That's including accessories and stuff. But yeah, I have found that it has been super helpful in helping me to just kind of get up, get ready, feel good about myself, and not have to make any other decisions. It's been really nice. Okay, number 7, grocery pickup. If you've been around here for a while, you know that grocery pickup has been a life-changing thing for me. Um, I love grocery pickup. I think that getting my groceries, like, it saves money. Getting my groceries when my kids are sick is like way easier. Even just not when they're sick, like just being able to like do it in the comfort of my own home. I'm not worried that I'm going to overspend. I'm only getting the, necessities. I'm not seeing other things and my kids aren't seeing other things and adding them to the cart. So yeah, it's been really good to do grocery pickup. I started doing that when my youngest was a newborn because I had 202 and I was like, there's no way I'm going into a store. So I've just kind of kept it up and I think it just makes things so much simpler, like I'm not overbuying. I know exactly what I'm getting. I am able to go to the store whenever I need to and pick it up. And yeah, I don't have to like do a lot of thinking. The only downside is that sometimes like things are out of stock and they usually call, but like sometimes they don't. And then I'm like, oh man, I needed that for that recipe. And if I was in the store, I could have looked for something else, So there are some pros and cons there, but for the most part, I found that grocery pickup has been amazing and a huge game changer in our family. Okay, number 8. I think we're on number 8. Make at least double of each meal. So I think I shared earlier that I've gotten to the point where I'm making a whole entire month's worth of food in 2 to 3 days. And it's a lot of work. It's exhausting, but I feel so good the rest of the month because I don't have to think. I don't have to think what's for dinner tonight. I don't have to think about lunches. I don't have to think about anything. It's all prepped and ready. I mean, I prep peanut butter and jellies, like everything. And it's just taken a lot off my plate so I can have more time to do what I want to do. And part of that is like YouTube. Like I want to be able to do YouTube at night, but I can't do that if I'm doing tons and tons and tons of dishes, So that was one of my ways of finding that. But at a bare minimum, in a really busy season, you're already cooking dinner, so just cook double of it. And then you're going to have a meal next week that's already made. You can pop it in the freezer, and then all you have to do is take it out, and it'll be all ready for you. So it's been really nice to have that option too of like, okay, I could at least just make double of this, and we'll have it next week because it's not like it's extra work. I'm just making the meal just a little bit extra. So yeah, try that out and see if that helps you to feel less overwhelmed and also feel like you have like some meals in your back pocket on nights when you like do not feel like cooking. At least you have some available. And you could even do like with your friends. This would be something I'd love to do. Maybe I need to like ask my friends if they want to do this. We'll each go to each other's house for a day and prep food. Like that would be awesome. And so we'd take 2 days and 2 people working at it. We'd probably get a lot done. But yeah, that's another really little thing that you could try. The next thing is going to be having a kid's snack drawer. Now, this one is going to kind of depend on your kiddo's age. I would say that my 2.5-year-old is just starting to get to a place where we can have a snack drawer and, she isn't taking everything out at once for the most part. But she also has an older sister who kind of shows her the ropes, But even if you have a toddler, very, very young child who enjoys snacks, having a drawer that they can go to, pick some healthy options out of, things you don't need to monitor, is really nice. So that way they can kind of have that freedom and that autonomy to do that. And you're not constantly having to micromanage and constantly have to get up and get snacks. They have the ability to go get a snack if they really, really want or need one. It's available to them, but they don't have access to everything because then your pantry's gone in like a day. I don't know if it's just me, but yeah, that's how my kids are. Okay, last but certainly not least, I think this is maybe the most important point here. Start asking yourself, what do I have capacity for? This is going to majorly simplify your life because you're going to start realizing, I don't have capacity for that. I can't actually do that. Sometimes I even ask myself this with stuff. Like, do I actually have the ability to take care of this item, to bring this item into my home? And if I can't take care of it, then it's not the time, it's not the season. And so naturally, your life starts to simplify because you're not going to have all the things. And one of my examples is this poor little plant right here. I love plants. I love plants so much. And I would have thousands of plants if I could. But right now in this season that I'm in, specifically in this room, in my office, I'm only in here every now and again. And so I forget about the plant. I think I'm gonna have to get a new one. Maybe over time he'll revive himself, because I'm trying to take better care of him. But if you guys are on YouTube, you're gonna keep now checking in on my plant, and if you see him gone, that's because I haven't done a great job of taking care of him. But seriously, I did not think about the capacity that I had when I bought this little plant, and I honestly should have bought something that was fake because I don't know that I have the capacity right now to actually water him and remember to water him, right? And this translates, again, I love gardening, but for this season, I am not going to be doing an entire garden this year. I'm super simplifying it. And my daughter is actually pretty disappointed about it. And I said to myself, I really hemmed and hawed. I was like, oh, like maybe I should do a big garden again, how much she loved it. And I had to remind myself that like I could do the big garden, but if I don't have the capacity to do it, it's not going to grow and do what she's thinking it's going to do. It's not going to produce the fruit. It's going to be a crappy garden that maybe we don't even get any vegetables from. And it's not going to bring either of us joy. And so what I needed to do is I needed to shift my mind from I love plants, it's the time to plant, to what do I have capacities for. So I've decided that I'm going to do about, I think, 4 to 5 tomato plants, and that feels totally doable. And if I feel like throughout the season that I'm able to take care of those, and then I can add more to it if I want to. But really noticing what do I have the time and the capacity for, and not overcommitting ourselves. Again, I think that this might be the most important way to super simplify your life over everything else. So I hope that you enjoyed this episode. If you would like to continue seeing content like this, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, would you please give it a thumbs up? And yeah, if you want to be in this community, you can always join my email list. I send a exclusive email out every single Monday. You can comment community below and I will send you the link to get access to it. So alrighty guys, I hope I hope that you have a good rest of your week, and I will see you in the next episode.